Hello guys, welcome back. Today I am playing Minecraft again. And this is episode 6 of the Block Wars. And again, the Reds had been tired, their population had been tired from fighting and wars and suffering and horrible things. So they had stopped any action to go to war against any nation, and they just lifted that blow. And so now their population is okay with the government. They're okay with the few things that have been happening. And them being okay with the red government and what they're doing is great for the government. Like, they're really happy that their population is finally happy with them. And so they have lifted a lot of the restrictions that were over them last video. And now their population wants to fight. And so but first, before they fight, or before they start gearing up to fight, the lapis add a little bit to their nation. And just some more territory is made, they get some more military and of course their population doesn't like this, but they can't do anything to stop it. Uh, and so they're rapidly growing. The blues only grow a tiny amount. Because again, their nation isn't used to growing. It doesn't really like to grow because they remember the tragedy that happened with the blues beforehand. And their population is scared that will happen again, so they don't really want to grow much. And the emerald elongate a little bit more. And they get 3 more soldiers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, enough soldier space or barrack space. The obsidian also grow a little bit. And so the obsidian grew a little bit. They get some more population. And they are also the first of these small new nations to build walls. But they decide to only build walls on the the moss side kind of border thing, because they know that they guess that the moss will attack them. And they also build a little bit into the emeralds territory because not territory, their border with the emeralds with the walls, because they don't want the emeralds to die and then them to be immediately conquered by the moss. And the yellows think that they're nice and safe, so they think that they don't have to worry about anything. Obviously, this is wrong, because they're not exactly in the safest of hands with the weaker nations that they're relying on to kind of defend themselves. Not really good strategy there, yellow. Of course, they do have a lot of friends kind of blocking for them, and then they also decide that they will be having their soldiers once when maybe a war will start. They think about having their soldiers all on the front line helping out, and then if their friends get killed or destroyed, they'll have some backup at home, or some troops at home. Then with the moss, wait, I need to go to lapis first. With the moss, they grow a ton. So the moss are obviously growing quite quickly. And they have a few things that they're kind of thinking of. I won't tell you them now, but I'll tell you that they are involves a little bit of, well, I won't tell you it now, but the moss are planning things, and they are obviously growing very rapidly. And everybody knows it, and lots of people, or lots of nations, should I say, don't like it at all. So you're probably thinking, what is this giant space going to be used for? So they destroyed their barracks here. Of course, they recycle all the materials and reuse them for this area. And this is one of their super projects. So 1, 2, 3. Okay. So they have this massive barrack space. Of course, with this area now open, they can have housing and other cool stuff here. So this honestly kind of is a plus for them that they now have this area. And they're obviously getting pretty big. They're still not anywhere near the red size. I'm gonna add a little bit more. But they are gigantic. And you can see this barrack size of the red is quite large. And then you also have the other barracks of the red nation. But the moss are making a super barracks. One that can house, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 64 Well, 64 minus 4, so 60 troops in total. Now, of course, it's not complete, but that, if it would be accomplished, would be by far the largest military out of any kingdom. And guess what? They have the resources to do it. So, they complete it. Their military is massive, and they'll have 4 legionaries for it. They won't have a king, they'll have legionaries. And one of their legionaries will be for defense, one of them will be for offensive against the numerous alliance, and what else was I going to say? So 1 for offense against the numerous alliance, 1 for defense, 1 for secret, and then 1 I forgot what the other one was going to be for. But no matter what, it's going to be an absurd fight. So, on one side we have the Reds, the Netherack Church, or the Holy Netherack, and the Moss. And then on the other side we have the Lapis, we have the Blues, we have the Emerald, we have the Obsidian, and we have the Yellows. And this general will be fighting against these forces over here. This general will be defending. This general will be I guess helping out with the main front. And then this general will be the one to do the secret project. So the war starts. We'll have Red make the first move. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 units. Gather around the lapis. Then another 2 join in. One, two. Then over here. And so the lapis are doing bad. These forces over here want to send troops to help the lapis. We'll wait a few seconds. Oh wait, yeah, there's these 2 units over here. These get sent out to the main front. Their legionary comes up to fight against the reds. So the moss... Oh wait, no. The Netherack still need to make their move. So the Netherack... move in with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 units. Actually, no, I'll just do 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, over here with the moss, they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20 units going out to fight here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. I'll make this a little bit shorter. 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3. Okay, there. And you can't forget about their general or lieutenant. And he'll be going right here. So this is the Moss forces versus this group over here. Then this general moves over there to fight the lapis. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So they're serving as backup and help. Then need a few more moss units here. The defense lieutenant. Oops. The defense lieutenant gets put here with, you guessed it, 5 troops. AS2 more can go over to help out with this front. Then the secret general gets sent out with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15 soldiers. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 17, 16, 15? 1, 2, 3, 6, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, yeah. And so these 15 units are sent out here. And the battles begin. The emeralds and the blues are sent on high alert, danger, danger, watch out. The moss have arrived. They are looking to end everything you've ever lived for, yada yada yada, blah blah blah. Tons of threats, tons of uh, things that could lower your morale. The obsidians bring forward their troops prepared to fight. And they sent forward 3 soldiers here and 1 soldier to help the lapis survive. The fight begins with massive moss casualties. Quite painful for the moss, but it's not without its own losses inflicted upon its enemies. One, two, three, four. Their troops decide to flood the walls and storm in for a menacing, quick, painful demise. But the defenders are more resilient than they thought, and so they're having a harder time. And so these defense forces decide to send 5 units in, or all 5 of their units in, should I say. And then they get 3 from the barracks to defend. Oh yeah, these 5 need to be added, I think. And so the moss are storming the emeralds. The fight between red and blue has been going horrible for both sides. Oops. But yeah. So the moss tear through the emerald forces and kill off most of the blue forces. But their main goal is to wipe out the obsidian. They lost their general in combat, sadly, but now with the obsidian fort, or the emeralds not having a military, it's quite bad for the obsidian. And their only real hope now is that the lapis are doing well, but they aren't. And the reds lose a few more units, and then the moss operation takes hold. So the generals, you're probably thinking, why were the moss not helping when the reds were losing troops here? It's because the moss's goal was for the reds to get weakened, and then they strike, and strike they did. They strategically took strategic positions in the reds' area so that if the reds realized what was going on, then the moss would be able to defend against and kill the reds. And they immediately killed the red legionary. They immediately killed the last Netherack soldier. They immediately sabotaged the red defenses, the red network. They broke apart part of the trade route. And this was just step one, mind you. And so you have 15 units and a legionary 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 units. Then a legionary. The Radiants are quickly killed. The Reds would normally call upon the Netherack to, or they would normally call upon their population to fight with them, but their population is not answering because, well, their population does not even know what's going on. People are in panic, and everywhere houses are burning, not even because of the moss yet. It's just because people are doing horrible at managing their social network and communication systems, and everything's going wrong. So dozens of people are being killed, slaughtered, who knows what else. And then the moss destroy a barracks area that the Reds had, and they stormed the streets. The Lapis decide to retreat. All of their soldiers that they can retreat. Some of their soldiers get killed upon the retreat, but they are in full-on retreat. The few Reds that are left are also in full-on retreat. They're telling the Netheracks to flee the palace, but the Netheracks then tell them that they should stay and defend the palace, because if they don't, then they say that they'll lose the war and everything that the Reds had ever built would be gone forever. And so the king watches as his nation slowly crumbles down and down. People storm his kind of castle type thing, turn it to literally nothing. Oops. And the Reds can't even fight back. They're being overwhelmed so quickly. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 of the units that were fighting against the Reds over here have now turned their attention over here. And it's just a complete mess. The Reds are slaughtered, their king is killed. The Netherack make a good last stand, but they're killed as well. The Reds are completely slaughtered. Yes, a lot of the moss did die attacking them, but it's just not enough to stop the hordes. And the moss claim a massive portion of land, which was once known as the Red Empire. Their soldiers burn the entire palace area. And all remnants of what had been the Red Empire, the Holy Netherack Church, everything is just gone. And you're probably wondering who is smart enough to not be part of the Moss here. The Moss want this nation to exist, so that's why it exists. Because they couldn't really manage it, afford it. they are the new. They are a new nation. They are the Redstone Nation, the Holy Redstone Nation, or Holy Redstone Empire. They are a combination of the Netherack and the Reds. They are holy, and they're an empire, or trying to be. They're not an empire at all, but they want to be an empire. Um, they stormed Lapis up until here. And they decide to claim this area as theirs. The Lapis don't even argue because they can't. All of their little proxies / allies are all being torn apart, and one, two. The blues are again wiped out. They're claimed as another part of the Moss Empire. The Obsidian are quickly overtaken. And because even though they're strong, they can't handle such a force. And they're turned from the Obsidian to the Crying Obsidian, another puppet of the Moss Empire. The yellows are turned from the yellows to the golden. Another puppet of the Moss. And So the moss are quickly becoming this way too overpowered kind of nation. And they develop a king and yeah, so that ends this video. With what had once been the most powerful nation, the Reds, being destroyed and literally everything being destroyed. The lapis are greatly diminished. The yellows, the obsidian, have become, and the yellows and the obsidian had now turned into the puppets of moss, and they're now titled Gold and Crying Obsidian. The Reds in the Netherack, their only remains are now a puppet of moss, which is the Holy Redstone Empire, and the blues were completely wiped off the face of the earth. The emeralds were completely wiped off the face of the earth, and the moss have turned into this imperial powerhouse. We had just introduced the trading mechanism between moss and the Reds, and it only lasted one episode. But bye, guys.